minors is off limits. I only bang live oaks.
I'd rather they do a tree than a child. That just makes sense to me. They're not the same. You're acting like they're the same. They're not the same. That is not the same, okay? A tree is incapable of giving consent, but a tree is also somewhat of an object, yes? Like, I don't like it. It sets a bad precedent, but it's way better than a minor. So, Steven Crowder's been in a bit of trouble recently, and that's not what we're going to be going over, but I did want to acknowledge it since we're going over a Steven Crowder video. Essentially, his whole thing's falling apart. You know, like, it's so bad, and he's gotten so desperate that he's even taken to, you know, didn't he do something with Alex Jones? Maybe Alex Jones isn't in this video, but I thought that he and Alex Jones are working together on stuff, so. But anyway, suffice it to say he's in a lot of trouble. I want to see what's going on behind the scenes. Well, not behind the scenes. It's literally in front of the scenes. Behind the scenes is all the worrying stuff. I want to see what they're putting up these days. You know what I mean? I want to see what kind of content they're producing. So this one's called New Sexuality Discovered. It's the stupidest one yet. So yeah, I don't know. So let's just see what's going on with this.
Kind of. I'd say more ecosexual.
What is ecosexual?
Someone who finds nature sexy.
From ceremonies where you can marry Mother Nature, to sex with trees, and even masturbating under waterfalls.
What? No, I don't accept that.
First off, what?
But unfortunately, they're going to tie this into being gay and trans, so prepare yourselves for that.
I love how they have to take it seriously. And even masturbating under waterfalls. We want to start this episode off with a very special announcement, actually. A new sexual orientation just dropped. And I think it's the most fascinating one yet.
Kind of. I'd say more ecosexual.
What is ecosexual?
Someone who finds nature sexy.
I can see like finding natural, like somebody that is of nature sexy and that being your sexuality. But I think finding nature itself sexy, like no, I don't like it. No, it seems weird. It seems weird. I don't like it. Seems like it could lead to things like bestiality. I'm not about that.
Maybe on
this
mushrooms.
Is a growing movement that treats nature as a sensual partner.
Watch this. They treat it 100% legitimately.
Now identify as ecosexual worldwide. How a person expresses their ecosexuality ranges widely. From ceremonies where you can marry Mother Nature, to sex with trees, and even masturbating under
I don't want that on screen for too long. I think that if you want to like marry Mother Nature, that's fine. I think anything that involves like public sexuality with objects, like with a tree, really, like I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it.
First off, what? I love how they have to take it seriously. And even masturbating under waterfalls.
No, I'm not
and they've taken something beautiful. You know, we've seen the movies. Who hasn't thought of a lovemaking experience with your significant other, a lady if you're a man if you're a lady, under a wall?
Oh, of course. We got to point that out. He couldn't just leave it at significant other.
Fall. Like there are plenty of
which, by the way, Steven Crowder allegedly is bisexual. So
and instead they just changed it to masturbate. It'd be like Humphrey Bogart and was it From Here to Eternity? What was the film? They shot the Grand Hotel. They're rolling on the beach. Only he tosses.
Here, I actually want to look it up. With the screen off just in case. Sexicology, also known as ecosexuality, is a radical form of environmental activism based around nature fetishism, the idea of the earth as a lover. It invites people to treat the earth with love rather than see it as an infinite resource to exploit. It was founded by Elizabeth Stevens and Annie Sprinkle, who described themselves as two ecosexual artists in love, whose manifesto is to make environment activism more sexy, fun, and diverse, quote unquote. Sexicology employs absurdist humor, performance art, and sex positivity, which Stevens claims may produce, quote, may produce new forms of knowledge that hold potential to alter the future by privileging our desire for the earth to function with as many diverse, intact, and flourishing ecological systems as possible. The couple promote education events such as the EcoSex Symposium and activism such as protecting the Appalachian Mountains from mountaintop removal. Bathing naked, I think that's fine. We already have nude beaches. Having sex with vegetables. I mean, isn't that just masturbating yourself? Like, that's just using a vegetable as a dildo at that point. Or having an orgasm in a waterfall. describes ecosexuals as people who, quote, are related to cyborgs and are not afraid of engaging in intercourse with nature and or with technology for that matter. We make love with the earth through our senses. I don't know. This seems a bit too extreme for me. It's a bit too extreme for my taste, I'll be honest. Not for me.
This is a leading lady away, just
Now you gotta feel like, oh my God, am I learning something about myself right now because I'm orgasming under this waterfall? No, maybe your wife's just beautiful. Maybe that's it.
That's maybe all it is. You were watching your wife under the waterfall.
Maybe.
Well, if that were the case, then you wouldn't care where you do it. Then fantasies would just not exist. Like, you just jerk off to the idea of your wife, which is fine if that's you. But I think that having a little bit of spice in your sex life is good. You know, if you have like a private waterfall where you're allowed to do that, then I think that's fine. But doing it out in public or in nature or willy-nilly, like that can lead to a bunch of problems. Like, I wouldn't want to know that somebody jerked off into a river and I'm downstream of that river. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
And that was erotic, which is natural. Masturbating by yourself under a waterfall because you're attracted to the actual water is not.
Can we go back to the guy screwing a tree?
He really wants to see it.
That's a tree humper, not a tree hugger. That's a different guy.
That's a very different guy.
I am just
that causes damage. You can't. You can only tap the tree so many times seasonally for maple syrup. This guy's just.
That tree's not even attractive to him. That tree doesn't even want that. He's barking up the wrong one.
Oh, come on.
I'm trying to work these puns in here. Give me a break.
There are a lot of sap. Little full, lot of sap. So there are.
That's not even practically possible, by the way, without shredding your dong.
And I have no idea. Maybe if it's like a nice smooth birch.
Like, I'm looking for a softwood. I don't really know what to do here.
Maybe he likes shredding his dong.
I mean, yes, but that's one.
Who are we to judge? And here's the thing: if you become a society where you say, sure, for example, marrying and having intercourse with the Eiffel Tower or a tree, hey, we're not going to judge. Ties into what we're discussing today. It does tie into sexual perversion. Then the idea of minor attracted people maps. Of course, that's going to bleed in. Remember when people used to say, "Oh, that's a slippery."
No, come on. I'm sorry. Like, wanting to screw a tree is one thing. Like, that's weird. Okay, but it is far and away better than wanting to screw a minor. I'm sorry. Like, that's not even comparable.
Slope fallacy, which sometimes it is. Look behind you. There's the slope. I don't know how you have a leg to stand on where you go, hold on a second. Minors is off limits. I only bang live oaks.
I'd rather they do a tree than a child. That just makes sense to me. They're not the same. You're acting like they're the same. They're not the same. That is not the same. Okay? A tree is incapable of giving consent, but a tree is also somewhat of an object, yes? Like, I don't like it. It sets a bad precedent, but it's way better than a minor.
Once
They're
nature has naturally felled them with a lightning strike.
Yeah.
Or strong winds.
A woodpecker.
You're so far past it, the Rubicon doesn't remember you.
Yes.
It's so weird they bring it in here.
So stupid.
So
by the way, hold on. I think the premise of that show, they said, I didn't realize this. The premise of that show is that somebody comes on and they're naked talking to these other people. I think that's why we saw like a headshot of that person. Somebody tell me in research, am I wrong? Because the name suggested it. I can't remember the name now, but we talked about it during run through. And that person's name, like, you just want to look at someone naked.
Yeah.
And talk to them about their proclivity.
Well, I don't blame the people for wanting to look at them naked. The only headshot I want to see is that guy try to get busy with a coconut tree and nature finds a way. What? So there are a bunch.
I feel bad for the guy who's in love with a cactus. Man. Oh, no. It's like a guy that's in love with a toxic woman, you know?
Any yoke will do.
Stop.
He walks away and he looks.
They're so funny, man. So funny.
Back. I can't resist them.
You're so hard to get.
I just love the rose bushes.
At least there's built-in aloe vera.
Oh, that's nice. It's good for your skin.
It's not in a cactus, but it's usually cactus adjacent. So there are a bunch of different sexuality. There's objectophilia is an intense sexual attraction to a particular object. Now there's autosexuality, sexual attraction to oneself.
I'm learning so much.
Used to be called I mean, they literally want to screw them.
Imagine being a normie and watching Steven Crowder and being like, I didn't need to know all that, man. I didn't need to know all that. Legitimately, like, okay, you want to have sex with your car? Like, you own it. It's an object. I don't, whatever. But like, you know, I would rather not be the guy washing your car and confuse bird poop for something else. I'm just saying, but, you know, it's your car. I just don't need to know about it is all. I really don't. I did not need to think about that today.
Themselves.
But here we are.
You say, go screw yourself. Like, oh, that's so sweet.
I think I might.
And impossible.
Under a waterfall.
A galmatophilia.
Imagine shitting your pants over paraphilias. Well, not even shitting your pants. It's like they're literally comparing it to pedophilia. And like, that's just not comparable. Okay, paraphilias. I'm not sure if pedophilia is technically considered a paraphilia, but other than pedophilia, paraphilias do not involve children or people who cannot consent, or animals who can't consent is another thing, right? Like, if you want to compare bestiality to pedophilia, that's a fair comparison to make. Okay? Because neither party can consent in that case. But paraphilias involve objects, you know? And objects don't consent or not consent. They're just objects. They're just there. So having sex with your car is weird, for sure, but it's far and away better than having sex with a minor. Okay? Assaulting a minor, I should say.
Agalmatophilia, it's a sexual attraction to statues. What? These are real things. And you know how they always will say, like, hey, I don't want to have a conservative on my show. Why? Because I don't want to platform them and legitimize their point of view, you know, like, I don't know, like supporting being pro-life or lower taxes. We wouldn't want to platform that. And
no, I don't think that being pro-life, aka anti-abortion, should be legitimate. I don't think that that should even be like in what we talk about politically. Okay, and most of America agrees with me, including most conservatives.
Legitimize that. These
most
same people
believe
will have
in abortion.
Statue sexually attracted degenerates. Like, well, everyone deserves a voice. Not if they're banging statues. Also, that's got to be really tough because, you know, they probably lean left and they want to tear down the statues. So they just want their own personal museum?
We need to tear down these statues of Confederate soldiers and have sex with them. Yeah.
I tune out for like 1 second, not even, and they're talking about statues. They really do just run the gamut, like in every single video. They're like, okay, well, we got to cover like gay people bad, trans people bad, and also pedophilia, and they're all pedophiles. And also, they're tearing down statues. Remember the statues, the Confederate statues? We like those. They're tearing those down. It's like, pick a topic, man.
That's what we need to do.
Tear them down, send them to my garage. I'll take care of it. Ignore the satin.
Oh, because they're talking about having sex with the statues. It's just like, it's not funny, you know? It's not funny.
Now, you may not know this. Josh actually needed some help.
They want to have sex with the statues, if anybody. At
one point, because we love the person hate the sin when his objectophilia became...
I was sick.
It became a bit of a problem in the workplace, and we help those who we love.
Mm-hmm.
Is it over? Oh, no, it's not over yet. Oh, God, they're doing a skit. No.
Hey, Josh, can you come get a look at a Photoshop for me?
Yeah, sure. 1 sec. Oh yeah, what are we working with here?
It's gonna be painful.
Yeah, so basically, it's you know, Joe Biden is Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, but Chris Christie's coming in his office, and he's too big for the trap door.
I'm sorry, is this your stapler?
Yeah.
Nice.
Bad joke.
Anyway,
so swing line.
I think.
Took me a second.
But so then you also got Kamala Harris.
Steven talking about sexuality in the workplace is crazy with all the allegations that came out. That's very true. Probably not the topic that you want to be hitting on with all the allegations coming out against you, Mr. Crowder. I'm just saying. Great catch. Honestly, great catch. I'm going to say probably don't do it with a stapler. Probably not safe. Or if anything, get like a model of a stapler. Not a real one. Probably not very safe.
Josh. Huh? What are you doing?
Put your old stapler dildo.
Thinking about lunch.
Oh my God, he's got a raging...
That was so not funny.
We got you help, but that's a...
Listen, I'm not the funniest guy all the time either. I've not been funny like very much today at all, but like at least I'm not trying to be.
I want to apologize.
Clearly the same outfit. That's from today, Josh.
I think I'm over it.
He's a relapse objectophilia. The principle, the principle's the same.
And
Don't
it's
ask
not
me
even
what's in my
practical
pocket.
with a stapler, my friend. How does that even work?
I guess the question is, what do you think the next sexual orientation will be? You guys can comment below. Let's take bets.
Your guesses. Think of the craziest possible thing, and it's probably 5 steps crazy.
Yeah, let's take bets and then create a watch list, okay?
Well, that was sensationally boring. It seems like the Louder with Crowder team is not doing very well. I think they should try to manage behind the scenes before they try anything else public. That's just my That's just my 2 cents, though. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits, such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.